Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, that is the actual name of the disease. It is a very serious brain infection and it is caused by a very unusual organism. It's called amoeba or free living amoeba. So this is not bacteria, not virus, it's not a parasite, it's not a fungus. It is a microorganism that is found in fresh water. So the infection usually happens when we are exposed to fresh water in warm weather. So warm weather is when this amoeba tends to multiply and they are found in fresh water. So in summer months, there is warm weather plus the water level tends to go down. So when children and young adults, when they play in such kind of water, especially when they dive into the water enters the nose through force under pressure, and this amoeba enters our body through this route. From here, the infection can spread from the nose to the brain, and once it reaches the brain, it can cause very severe damage to the brain. In fact, one of the terms we use for this is brain-eating amoeba. So it rapidly starts killing the nerve cells. The common symptoms that usually patients present with are headache, very severe headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, and then some of them have seizures or convulsions. After that, they start to become dull, drowsy, and they eventually become comatose. And unfortunately, most of these patients eventually die. The survival rate from this infection is very low. So it's very important that this is diagnosed early. The tests are basically, you need a brain scan, which will be ordered by the doctor, and they will do what is called a lumbar puncture. They will tap the fluid from the lower back to test for this organism. These are the two main tests that will tell them the diagnosis. As soon as symptoms happen, you must reach out to the nearest medical facility, and diagnosing this is not easy. So the doctors should also suspect this particular disease, only then they can pick it up. There are certain medicines called amphotericin, and there are some steroids that can be given. There are certain antibiotics that can be given, but they are not very effective unless given early in the disease. There are some medicines that can help. Most of them are injections. They have to be given as soon as the diagnosis is made. Even with full treatment, survival is not guaranteed, and many of them may be left with very severe neurological problems. For some reason, we find most of those infected are children or young adults. Maybe it's related to the way they spend their time. Maybe these are the groups who tend to spend more time in fresh water sources, swimming and playing and splashing and jumping into the water. But actually, it can affect any age group. Fresh water is the source. So lakes, ponds, rivers are the major problem. Swimming pools, less likely because it is treated water. So if you want to swim, go to a good swimming pool where you have treated water, chlorinated water. It will kill this amoeba. But avoid fresh water areas, especially in summer months, because that is when this amoeba is maximum. Even if you do swim, you can wear nose clips, because if the water enters through the mouth, it cannot reach the brain. So if you drink contaminated water, you cannot get the infection. But if it enters through the nose, that's when you get the infection. So you can wear nose clips while swimming, and you should not dive. Diving is to be avoided.